One email I sent on the 31st of May 2023 completely changed my life. At the time, I wasn't sure where my career was headed, but then I took a chance. I wrote an email that would open the door to an opportunity I never expected, one that set me on a path I'm still on today. In this video, I'll be showing you exactly what I said in that email, how it helped me land a remote job at 19, and how it's shaping the work that I'm doing today. But before we get to that, let me take you back to where I was 16 months ago. At this point, I had just finished my 300 level first semester and it was time for me to do my internship program. Now, I studied computer science in the university, so it was either of two options for me. Number one was to work at a tech company and the second was a software development agency. Back then, I didn't know too many tech companies in Ibadan, so I decided to go the software development agency route. I literally searched for software dev agencies on Google, found one, took an Uber over there. I asked for the founder and then pitched myself. Lucky for me, I got the internship placement there. Now, fast forward 2 weeks into this internship, I realized that I had chosen the wrong course in university. I mean, I always knew I was studying the wrong course in university, but then at this point, it really dawned on me because I hated every part of it. After enduring this for like 3 months, I just started praying to God to get me out of this place. I didn't know how it was going to happen. I didn't know what magic was going to be performed, but I was like, God, please just get me out of this place. And of course, he came through for me. One faithful day, I was scrolling on Twitter and then I saw a job ad. Everything on that description fit everything I had done with my life. All the things they were asking for and the requirements was exactly what I had. Skills that I had built in the past from like businesses that worked out, businesses that didn't work out, skills I had just learned in the past. So I decided, you know what, I was going to apply to this opportunity. The only problem, however, was that number one, the applications had already closed, and then number two, the amount of impressions on that post was extremely high, which means that hundreds of people would have already applied to this position. Now, how was I in 300 level then supposed to be competing with people who have been working in the workforce, in the marketplace for multiple years? I was thinking and trying to find a creative way to go about this, and then an idea came to me. I decided to do something that would eventually change the course of my life. Little did I know that that thing I decided to do would shape the work I'm doing today. Right now for work, we're building a program to help Nigerians get high-paying international remote jobs. And going forward on this channel, I'm not only going to be sharing the lessons I'm learning from my self-development journey, I'm also going to be sharing the process of building out that program. So if that is something you're interested in, then subscribe to the channel. Alright, so like I said, thousands of people had already seen the tweet with the job ad, 33,000 people, which basically just signaled to me that hundreds of people would have already applied to this particular position. And if I decided to also apply through the regular Google form or through the job portal, there was almost no chance of me getting discovered because I basically had nothing on my resume. So I decided to do something a bit more creative, which is why I sent this email. So I started off, hey, name of the person I was reaching out to, obviously. I absolutely love the work you're doing with websites. I checked out the curriculum you used for yours and it's really inspiring to see how much work you put into it. Now, this particular line in the world of outbound sales, of cold email, cold outreach, is called a personalized first line or an icebreaker. And the idea here is just to build some form of rapport with the person you're reaching out to and to show that you've done a bit of research about the person. So in this case, the person I was reaching out to had this side project that they were running, which is this website that documents a couple of the things that he's done in the past, right? And I said, oh, I absolutely love the work you're doing with this website. I checked out the curriculum you used and I found it really inspiring. My thought process for writing this particular line was that when the person sees it and they see it the first time, they're like, oh, interesting. This guy has done a bit of research, knows what he's talking about. At least he has spent a bit of time, researching about me, and that's interesting. Let me continue reading. And then I went on to say, I'm writing to you because I saw your opening for an intern startup researcher. That was the name of the role at blah, the name of the company. I'm aware you're not receiving applications any longer. Like I said, applications had already closed at this point. I think they closed applications in like a day because hundreds of people had already applied, which is just insane. However, I think I'll be doing myself and the name of the company a disservice by not applying. Instead of just submitting my CV and typing on about how I think I'm the the right fit, I filmed a short video of myself specially for you. So there are two things here. The first is, instead of just submitting my CV, like I said, my CV was practically empty. I had no prior experience. I just had a couple of businesses that I had tried and different side hustles on the CV. And then the reason I decided to add a video was to give the email a bit of personality and let the person know that I'm a real person that can speak properly and all of that. I promise you won't regret it. Here's the link. So I linked to the video there, and then also the documents mentioned in the video. I linked to the documents also. By the way, if you want all of these details, if you want the email, the video, and the documents, I'll try to put everything into a PDF and then link it in the first link in the description. So if you're interested, just check out the first link in the description. I would love to work with you. I look forward to hearing from you. So this was the email I sent, and I'm going to be showing you a bit more details about the things that were there. This is just a screenshot from the video that I filmed. The video was just talking about my experience and how I'm really interested in this particular role, and also I have made a document about some certain things. So I talked about the things which I'll show you in a bit. This was the documents that I decided to send also. Now this one is a bit interesting because I went ahead to show, this is what we call a proof of work, to show that I can actually do the work that I was reaching out about. So I decided to title the document "From Your Startup Researcher Eyitemi," assuming I had already gotten the position. And on the job description, there were a couple of things they listed out there that were very important. One of them was being organized and analytical, being tech savvy, being an excellent written communicator, and being ambitious and self-directed. Now, instead of me just yapping on about how organized I am, I'm so tech savvy, I'm a good written communicator, all of that, I decided to show my proof of work and send some proof that I could actually do the work, even though I later found out that this wasn't even that relevant to the work, but the proactivity was what counted at the end of the day. When I would get hired, the job description is basically a startup researcher. So I went ahead to do some research about startups and then send it to him as like a proof of work, showcasing some form of value. Then also, for being tech savvy, one of the things that was also written on the job description is proficiency with low-code tools, and I was very conversant with low-code tools prior, so I decided to link it also. My low-code bubble.io app mini walkthrough, a platform or an app that I had already built using low-code tools in the past. I just decided to make a video talking about that. And also, excellent written communicator, decided to link to a couple of my newsletter publications, newsletter articles. Then ambitious and self-directed. My resume, this probably didn't count too much because, like I said, my resume was basically useless. And then my content on socials. So the idea behind this document was just showing some form of proof of work. First of all, I've shown that I have proof of life and proof of being a real person by actually sending this video. Then I had shown proof of doing my research by sending this personalized first line. Let me just show you a couple of the things. So this was my resume. I just had on here, founder of this company that I did a while ago, founder of this. This is a terrible resume. Anybody that knows anything about resumes will tell you that this is terrible. But then I think it was the proactivity that counted at the end of the day. Over here was the video that I decided to film. I just decided to walk through the low-code app that I had built in the past also, to show a bit of proof of work that I could actually do the work that they were asking from the job description. The final thing here was a list doing the research for the startups, and I eventually found out, like I said, that this wasn't even that relevant to what the company needed. But then at the end of the day, what really counted was just the proactivity and showing that you could take initiative and actually do the work. That is the email that I sent, and the rest is history. Now, the reason I decided to record this video and the message that I want to pass across is to hopefully inspire you to take a bit of initiative and be a bit more proactive with the opportunities that you want, instead of waiting for those opportunities to somehow find you. How about finding those opportunities for yourself and then showcasing value, ways in which you could actually provide some form of assistance to whoever it is that you want to reach out to. And funny how this works in almost everything. If you're looking for mentors, reaching out to people, if you're starting a business and you're looking for clients, or you're looking for a job, like in this particular case. And when I think back to most of the opportunities that have been game changers for me, a lot of them have been from me just reaching out and showcasing some form of value to whoever it is I'm reaching out to. The worst thing that could happen is the person says no at the end of the day, right? That's the risk. But then the reward could be immense in terms of, you know, a job or a client for your business, or a mentor that could end up shaping the rest of your life. So yeah, hopefully you're inspired to take some form of initiative and reach out to people, be a bit more proactive with the opportunities that you actually want. Like I said earlier, the link is in the description if you want this email, and then if you want the details of everything inside of the email, I'll try to put everything into a PDF and then link it in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Peace.
Subscribe to my channel.